She risked everything for a child who wasn't hers, and in doing so, broke the walls of a silent billionaire. What happens when a struggling tutor, burdened by debt, walks into a world of incomprehensible luxury and loneliness? How does a single, terrifying medical emergency force a cold, distant billionaire to confront the possibility of losing the only family he has left? Can an act of desperation and heroism not only save a life but change the course of two broken hearts forever? Welcome to LuxeHeart Stories, where we bring you chilling stories that touch hearts and lives. If today is the first time of joining us, please subscribe to the channel so as to get updates when the next story drops. Also, like, share, and make your thoughts known in the comments. Okay, let us dive into the story now. In a quiet corner of the city, where the skyscrapers seemed to whisper secrets and wealth coated the air like perfume, there lived a young woman named Amara Ellis, a private tutor with a heart far bigger than her paycheck. She was the kind of person you noticed not because she was loud, but because her presence softened a room. And yet, life had not softened for her. Her mother's medical bills kept piling. Rent was never quite on time. And every month, she told herself, just one more client, just one more side job. So when the opportunity came to tutor the son of one of the wealthiest businessmen in the city, she took it. Not because she wanted luxury, but because she needed survival. The man's name was Alexander Reed. A billionaire, a widower, a man whose face rarely cracked more than a polite, thin smile. His world was polished marble, glass towers, private elevators, and silence. A silence Amara felt the first day she walked into his penthouse. A silence that felt expensive and lonely. The elevator doors opened into a penthouse that could have been a museum. Marble floors, tall windows, gold accents, everything spotless. A woman in a gray uniform approached her. "Mrs. Adeyemi, the housekeeper. You must be Miss Amara. Master Reed is expecting you in the study. And please speak gently around the child." Amara nodded, confused. She stepped into the study, and there he was. Alexander Reed, standing beside a bookshelf that probably cost more than her entire apartment. Tall, cold, focused. Every inch of him said, a man who has no time to waste. And then Amara's eyes drifted to the boy seated at a table near the window. Eli, 7 years old, fragile-looking, quiet, eyes like he had seen something he still didn't understand. Alexander spoke first. "Miss Ellis, thank you for coming. My son is bright, but easily overwhelmed. I expect professionalism, punctuality, and discretion." Amara replied, "Of course. And I'll do my best to make Eli comfortable." For a moment, Alexander's stern face flickered, almost imperceptibly, into something softer. "That's all I ask," Alexander said. He stepped out, and the room fell quiet. Amara knelt near Eli. "Hi, Eli. I'm Amara. I hear you like stories." The boy didn't answer. He only nodded, slow and uncertain. And so began the first of many quiet afternoons, warm moments hidden inside a cold mansion. Days turned to weeks. Lessons turned into gentle conversations. And Eli, once afraid of everything, began opening up. He laughed, smiled, trusted. Amara became more than a tutor. She became the one bright, warm thread weaving life back into the boy's world. Alexander noticed. Sometimes he lingered in the doorway, pretending to check his phone. when really he was watching how she made his son smile again. One evening he said, "You're very good with him." Amara, surprised, "I just try to make learning feel safe." Alexander nodded slowly. "Eli hasn't been the same since his mother, since we lost her. He needs someone who sees him." Amara placed a gentle hand on Eli's shoulder. "He's stronger than he knows. He just needed someone to help him breathe again." For a moment, Alexander Reed's walls cracked. Just a little. It was a rainy Wednesday, the kind that made the city feel like a watercolor painting. Amara arrived early to help Eli review his science project. He was excited, jumping, laughing, talking faster than she'd ever seen him. He said, "Miss Amara, look, I made a model of the solar system." She smiled, proud. But then, something shifted. Eli scratched his neck, then his arms, then his face. Red blotches, hives, swelling, and suddenly his breathing became tight, wheezing, shallow. "Miss Amara, my throat hurts," Eli cried. Amara froze for half a second, only half, because she recognized what was happening. A severe allergic reaction. And fast. She looked around, no EpiPen in sight. The housekeeper was downstairs. Alexander was in a meeting across town, and Eli's breaths were shrinking. Amara said to him, "Eli, look at me, sweetheart. You're going to be okay. Just stay with me." She grabbed her phone, dialing the emergency number with shaking fingers while scooping the boy into her arms. His skin was getting hotter, his breaths shallower. Eli, barely able to speak. "Miss Amara." Amara, voice breaking. "I'm right here. I'm not leaving you." She ran, down the stairs, across the marble floor, through the echoing hallways, her voice trembling as she spoke to the emergency dispatcher. "He's 7. He's swelling. His breathing is closing. Please hurry." She burst out into the lobby just as the security team rushed toward her. And in those terrifying minutes, holding the boy, whispering desperate reassurance, Amara realized something. This child had become family. The paramedics arrived. EpiPen, oxygen, stretcher. Eli's small hand clung weakly to hers as they lifted him. "Miss Amara, stay," Eli pleaded in faint voice. Her voice cracked. "I'm not going anywhere," Amara assured him. They rode in the ambulance together. Sirens, rain, fear like a tight knot inside her chest. At the hospital, doctors worked quickly, stabilizing him. His breathing returned. Color returned. Life returned. Amara finally sat down, exhausted, trembling. And then, Alexander arrived. His face pale, his eyes wild. "Where is he? Where's my son?" Amara stood. "He's safe. He had a severe allergic reaction, but..." Alexander pulled her into a sudden, desperate embrace. "You saved him. You saved my boy." Amara froze. This cold, distant billionaire. This man who lived behind armor. He was shaking. Amara softly said, "He's going to be okay." Alexander pulled back, looking at her with a depth she had never seen from him. "I don't know how to thank you." She smiled through exhausted tears. "You don't need to." Eli recovered quickly, and when he woke, the first thing he asked was, "Miss Amara, are you still here?" She held his hand. "I'm right where you need me." Alexander watched the exchange from the doorway, his expression unreadable, but softer. much softer. Over the next few days, something shifted between Amara and Alexander. He would sit beside her while she tutored Eli, offer her tea, walk her to the elevator, ask about her day. And one evening, after Eli had gone to bed, Alexander spoke gently. Amara, you didn't just save my son's life. You gave him back his smile. You gave me something I thought I'd lost. Amara swallowed hard. You're a good father, Alexander. You love him deeply. He looked down, voice low. I've been living in fear of losing him the way I lost. He stopped himself, softened, then met her eyes. You're the first person who has brought peace into this home. She felt her heartbeat shift, dangerously, beautifully. 2 weeks after the hospital scare, Eli begged for a small celebration dinner, just the three of them. Laughter filled the penthouse. Music played softly. Eli kept telling the story of how Amara carried him like a superhero. And Alexander kept looking at her, not like an employee, not like a stranger, but like someone who had quietly become essential. After dinner, when Eli went to bed, Alexander turned to her. The city lights poured golden behind him. Amara, there's something I want to say, Alexander said softly. She waited, heart thumping. You came into our lives as a tutor, but you've become something more, to my son, and to me. She exhaled slowly. Alexander, Amara said faintly, but he smiled gently. You don't have to say anything now. I just needed you to know. For once, the billionaire looked vulnerable, and Amara realized the truth. She hadn't just saved a child's life. She had changed the course of 2 lives. And maybe, just maybe, they had changed hers too. The next day, Eli ran into the study, beaming. Miss Amara, Daddy says you're staying with us forever. Amara blinked in surprise. Alexander entered behind him, amused. I said she's welcome as long as she chooses to be. Amara laughed softly, her heart swelling. Well, I choose to stay. As long as you'll have me, Amara assured them. Eli cheered. Alexander smiled. And the walls of the penthouse, once cold, polished, and lonely, felt warm for the first time in years. This concludes the story. We hope you enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can be the first to know when another chilling story drops. Also like, share and let us know your thoughts about this story in the comments. Thank you and see you in the next story.